What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Out of Townsend. My name's Kevin. I'm in the middle of a weird daily vlogging challenge that I gave myself to see if I could do it. Number one, I can't. Number two, to see if I liked it. I don't. And number three, so that I could improve my storytelling skills, get better, get more comfortable with the editing, and be able to sort of find a story on the fly and amidst my life. I feel pretty good about the way day three's vlog came out. Today, I am trying out my new microvlogging setup. So before we go too far, let me just show you this little vlogging setup here. I have the Osmo Action with the Rode VideoMicro on top of it, all thanks to this brand new Osmo audio adapter. I currently have it on my float handle because my new little tripod grip that I got for this setup has not arrived yet. So this is going to be the tool for all of the vlog today, with the exception of this footage right here. We will see if I like this workflow, what the video looks like and feels like with a fixed focal length. One of the things that made yesterday's video really interesting to me was playing with depth of field in a really aggressive way. I feel like I finally clicked in and found the visual style that I want to play with. The tempo, the pacing, I felt like I did a lot of things right yesterday. I was pretty pleased with the opening 30 seconds of yesterday's video. And this camera is not going to allow me to get quite that same sort of feel. So this is going to feel different. Let's go. After years of living on the East Coast, being in the Midwest after a snowstorm is kind of crazy because the cleanup effort is so ridiculously inconsistent. Our neighborhood is still a mess. So while I've been using this little camera for the last 6 or 7 months and absolutely love it, if you've been watching the channel, you already have seen my many love letters to this Osmo Action camera. The thing is, we don't normally use it as the primary vlogging camera. It typically ends up being our B-roll and or action sequence getter. It's great for alternative POVs, that's what I've been using it for, but we'll see if it works as a primary vlogger. Prescription achieved. One of the things that I've liked about doing this daily vlogging is that I'm getting more comments from people that I don't normally get comments for on the channel. Even though overall views are way down, people are not necessarily into the idea of me daily vlogging because who the hell am I? But those of you that are, I want to say thanks for supporting me along the way. It's a bizarre experiment and it's totally self-indulgent. It was not designed with the audience in mind, which is probably one of the reasons it's not actually getting a ton of attention. I guess the other reason is because I'm doing absolutely nothing to optimize the views on these videos. Because these daily vlog videos are really meant as training for me, I wasn't convinced that they were going to be worth watching. This whole first season of Out of Townsend is really just learning. Learning by doing, on the fly. I can't wait to get back from our trip to Paris mid-January and actually start producing episodes that are designed for wider audience eyes. Right now, I sort of feel like if you've happened upon this vlog, it's almost by accident. On to the next errand, let's go. So our next destination is just around the corner. Welcome to the Midwest, where we have rolls of grass and hay in the parking lots of our strip malls. So one of the things that I've just realized is that in my haste to get out of the house that I left without my headphones. I have this sort of voracious appetite for reading. The ability to get lost in a fiction is one that I'm finding more and more useful as the world gets crazy around us. Being able to be lost in a fictional world is pretty desirable. See, I love to read, but if I'm going to make any progress in the studio or running around, then the way that I can fulfill that reading appetite is by listening to audiobooks. Karen absolutely does not like audiobooks. She tends to find that she disconnects from the storyline, where I absolutely descend deeper into the storyline while listening to it. There's a certain intimacy about having a fantastic narrator's voice in your ear describing a series of events unfolding to you. And actually, it's one of the things that I rely on heavily when I'm making large-scale durational drawings, like the one I made last January at the Institute of Contemporary Art in Portland, Maine. I listened to the entire Commune series by Joshua Gayu. It is hands down my favorite audiobook series, and listening to it while making that drawing made the time just further melt away. You should check out this series of books by Joshua Gayu. It's read by R.C. Bray, who's maybe one of the best narrators ever. They are worth every moment of your time. It's sort of a fantastic human story that takes place in some post-apocalyptic kind of setting. There is such masterful sort of literary construction going on, both in terms of the way that the characters are voiced, but also in terms of the way that the story unfolds. And my favorite thing about it is the way that the storytelling mechanism changes. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Josh Gayu because as he was writing this story, he totally blew up his own storytelling structure in order to serve the story better. And there's a huge risk you potentially can alienate the audience while you're doing that. That's something I kind of identify with right now because I have a feeling that I may be alienating some of my audience by even attempting doing this daily vlog thing. It's just not everybody's jam. I should probably lock my car, that helps. In order for me to progress, I need to take that risk, and I have much respect for authors like Gayu who decided this is what the story needs, this is what I need, and I'm going to do it, even though it sort of blows up the expectation that I've set for my audience. That is where I'm going to wrap up this episode. Thank you for watching. For those of you that have been following since the beginning, I'm super grateful. We just crossed the 300 subscriber mark, which is unbelievable to me. Hopefully that number will continue to grow. More importantly than that, I hope that more of you continue to lend your voices to the conversation in the comments. It has been my favorite piece of this whole puzzle, and I am grateful to those of you that do on a consistent basis. So I'm gonna wrap up the video there and say, if you like the content, go ahead and hit a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to get notified every time we produce brand new videos. If you have something to say, add your voice to the comments below. Thank you to all of you that have been helping me along as I've undertaken this weird, bizarre daily vlogging challenge. Thank you for lending your support, your comments, your observations. I appreciate it greatly, and I look forward to future conversations. Thank you all. I'm out.
3, 2, 1.
All right, Lindley, you wanna go potty? Go ahead. No? I guess it's too cold for her little paws today, and she do not want to go out.